Okay, good morning all of you. We are discussing about the remaining concept in the chemical bonding is nothing but hydrogen bonding. See what is the meaning of hydrogen bonding, what are the applications, everything we will discuss. See, hydrogen bond means is nothing but a force of attraction between a positively charged hydrogen atom and negatively charged highly electronegative elements like nitrogen or oxygen or fluorine. Such force of attraction only we are calling as a hydrogen bonding. The positively charged hydrogen atom having attraction with a negatively charged highly electronegative element like nitrogen or oxygen or fluorine is calling as a hydrogen bonding. Now, what is the strength of the hydrogen bonding? Generally, strength of hydrogen bond is directly proportional to electronegativity. Means, if you take hydrogen bond between hydrogen and fluorine, hydrogen bond between hydrogen and oxygen, hydrogen bond between hydrogen and nitrogen, what happens, you know, the electronegativity of fluorine is high, the strength will be more. This is important bit. And one more thing I want to tell, if you take the water, actually in water we have hydrogen bond. Yes, water will be there, and like this water molecule will be there. The water molecules are held together by hydrogen bonding because this is partially negative charge, this is partially positive charge. Between them force of attraction will be there called as hydrogen bond. What I am telling, the strength of hydrogen bond is lesser or weaker, almost 1/6 time of the OH bond in the molecule is nothing but OH bond in the molecule. In between water molecule, whatever hydrogen bonding strength will be there, that will be lesser how many times? 1/6 time of OH bond. I will give you some other example for you is nothing but you take alcohol. In water you can take, how you are getting, take alcohol or OH, and you can take H2O will be there. Alcohols will be dissolving in the water. Reason is what? We are getting partially negative charge, partially positive charge. Between them force of attraction will be coming. These all are under comes hydrogen bonding concept. All of you understood? Now we have hydrogen bonds are of two types. So first one is nothing but intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Sir, what is the meaning of intermolecular hydrogen bonding? So the force of attraction between operating between the two molecules. Hydrogen bond means force of attraction will be operating between the two molecules. They may be same or different. Okay, you can take, this is example for the intermolecular hydrogen bonding. This is also undercomes intermolecular hydrogen bonding because they are existing in between the two molecules. They may be same or different. Okay, because of this intermolecular hydrogen bonding, what may happen? Because of this one, what happening? Association of molecules is happening. This is important criteria. Association of molecule is taking place. Sir, what is the meaning of association? When the molecules are held together by strong force of attraction, what happening? They are becoming like a group. So that only calling as a association of the molecule. Because of this association of the molecule, what characteristics may increase than our expectation? Density will be increasing, solubility will be going on increasing, and viscosity will be going on increasing, and boiling point is also going on increasing than normal case. Now I will tell you some other example for second thing is nothing but intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Intramolecular hydrogen bonding means hydrogen bond formed within the same molecule. Because of this one, is there any chance? For example, I will give you some example for this one is nothing but for inter, I will tell you some example. Para-hydroxybenzaldehyde. Para-hydroxybenzaldehyde, you can take like this. One more para-hydroxybenzaldehyde you can take like this. Okay, now what happening, this will be having interaction with this one, and this will be having interaction with this one. Between the two molecule calling as a inter, and like that you can take metanitrophenol NO2, and you can take one more molecule also here take NO2 molecule, here OH molecule, between them hydrogen bonding, anyway hydrogen bonding is operating between the molecule, that's why it's calling as a intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Intramolecular hydrogen bonding means you can take orthohydroxybenzaldehyde, yes, here partially positively charged and here partially negatively charged, you are getting hydrogen bonding. And we can see some other things, orthonitrophenol, N double bond O, and like this. Here also we are getting hydrogen bonding. So anyway hydrogen bonding is operating within the same molecule, that's why we are calling as intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Because of this intramolecular hydrogen bonding, there is no much variations in the melting point, boiling point, density and viscosity. What you are expecting, that only, there is no much variations. But what are the applications? What are the effects of hydrogen bonding in the chemicals? Actually, if you see some covalent compound like H2O and NH3 and HF, you can take all these are covalent compound. Generally, covalent compounds are existing in the gaseous phase, but these are existing in the which phase? Liquid phase. Why? Because of reason is they are existing in between them hydrogen bonding. Because of hydrogen bonding, molecules are very closely packed together. Because of that one, what happening? Material changed into liquid phase. And we can see some other things, alcohols dissolved in water. That is also reason is nothing but intermolecular hydrogen bonding. For this also reason is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. I will tell you some other things. If you take para-nitrophenol or para-hydroxybenzaldehyde, if you take para-nitrophenol, N double bond O and O, and if you can take one more is nothing but orthonitrophenol, yes, orthonitrophenol. This is having low boiling point. Low boiling point means easily volatile. Easily volatile means they can be separated by steam distillation. Why? Here the molecule is involving in the which hydrogen bonding? Intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Because of this one, is there any chance for association? No. But here what happening? Boiling point is high. Boiling point is high means why? So this molecule is involving in the intermolecular hydrogen bonding, can be written as N double bond O, coordinate covalent bond with oxygen and OH. Here hydrogen bonding, here hydrogen bonding. This hydrogen bonding is calling as a intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Because of this intermolecular hydrogen bonding, what happening? The molecules are becoming like a groups. That only I called as association of molecules. If they are forming like a groups, is there any chance to easily disturb them? No. That's why boiling point will be high. Are you clear? Yes. I will tell you some other important things related to hydrogen bonding. See carefully. Actually, you have, this is important, you have H2O liquid and HF liquid. Okay. Generally, we are telling a boiling point is directly proportional to force of attraction, directly proportional to molecular weight. But here this concept will not be worked out. Why? Because means here you can take molecular mass is 18, molecular mass is 20. According to theory, you can expect HF having more boiling point. No, actually boiling point of water is more than HF liquid. Arey sir, why? You know, if we can take water molecule having a capacity to form how many hydrogen bonds, you know, like this and like this and like this. Each water molecule can form how many hydrogen bonds? 4 hydrogen bonds. But if you can take HF liquid, it can form hydrogen bond, it can form hydrogen bond. So if we can take water molecule is having a capacity to form the 4 hydrogen bonds, but if we can take HF liquid, it has a capacity to form only 2 hydrogen bond, means where the molecule is strongly held with surroundings, water. Even though it is having low molecular mass, but more number of hydrogen bonds, that's why boiling point will be high. And I will tell you one more thing. If you can take HCl and as well as NH3, okay, both will be in the form of liquid, but boiling point of HCl is lower than NH3. Why? If you take HCl molecule, it is partially positive and partially negative, but even though it is negatively charged, it won't involving in the hydrogen bonding. Why? Chlorine is in big size. because of big size, what happening, it is unable to attract that positively charged hydrogen atom of the another molecule. That's why no hydrogen bonding. But here it is sufficiently forming the hydrogen bond. That's why in NH3 ammonia molecules are strongly held together. That's why what happening, boiling point will be high. These are the things related to boiling point, hydrogen bonding. Now we are discussing one more concept, is nothing but which one, dipole moment. Observe carefully, dipole moment. Dipole moment. What is the meaning of dipole moment, mu? Yes, what is that one? You see carefully, dipole moment. Yes, if we can take any polar molecule like AB molecule will be there. In between A and B we have shared pair will be there. For example, A is the less electronegative element and B is the highly electronegative element. Then what may happen, can you guess? The shared pair of electron is strongly attracted by highly electronegative element. Then what happening? The shared pair is moving towards highly electronegative element. That only we are calling as a bond momentum towards highly electronegative element. That concept you are calling as a dipole moment. In case of polar molecule, whatever shared pair of electron will be there, they are shifting or they are pulled strongly towards highly electronegative element. Then the bond will appears like moving towards highly electronegative element. Then we are getting some momentum of bond calling as dipole moment. After this one we have partially positive charge here, partially negative charge here. For example, here you are getting plus Q charge, here we are getting minus Q charge. Both are having same value but opposite sign. Then the distance between the two bonded atoms is nothing but d will be there. Then dipole moment mu is defined as the charge on the bonded atom into distance between the two bonded atoms. And one more thing we can tell, the dipole moment is a vector concept, means it has a direction as well as a magnitude. Means always the dipole momentum direction towards highly electronegative element side. Okay, the dipole moment is equals to product of the charge and distance between the two bonded atom. So generally dipole moment we are expressing in dBs. You know very well, 1 dBi. 1 dBi is equals to 3.33 into 10 to the power of minus 30 cms, coulombs meters. Okay, then how they got it, you know very well, is nothing but a charge. They taken as a one range they taken. I will explain to you, it may helpful for you. So anyway, in case of dipole moment, the bond momentum towards highly electronegative element because of unequal sharing, that is calling as dipole moment, always vector quantity because it has a direction as well as a magnitude. Okay, dipole moment units is nothing but dBi. So it's may helpful for some other cases. Generally charge is taking as a range 10 to the power of minus 10 ESU and the distance he taken as 1 angstrom unit is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. Then dipole moment is equals to what we are getting, Q into D. This is important amount. You are getting how much, 10 to the power of minus 20 meters and ESU we are getting. But I want in coulombs. You know 1 ESU is equals to is nothing but 3.33 into 10 to the power of minus 10 coulombs. Then you can substitute in the formula, mu is equals to nothing but 3.33 into 10 to the power of minus 10 minus 20 is nothing but cms, is nothing but coulomb meters. So it is nothing but units is dBi. Are you getting or no? This is very important bit. All of you understood? Yes, we can go for some other things is related to this one. When molecule has a single bond, this is the situation. Now, if suppose the dipole moment mu is equals to 0, then the molecule is calling as non-polar. This is important. If dipole moment for the molecule is not equals to 0, then the molecule is calling as a polar molecule. Are you understanding? These all things are very important. Still we are going for some other things. When the molecule containing more than one type of the bonds, then how do you find out the resultant dipole moment? A resultant dipole moment we are finding according to shapes of the molecules. See, go through the concept carefully, you will get it because it is completely theory concept. But this is important. The charge range is 10 to the power of minus 10 ESU. The distance range is 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. See, the dipole moment for a molecules is depending upon all bonds momentum. I will tell you few cases here. If a molecule having two bonds, the two bond momentums are in the opposite direction. They are approaching together or they are going away from one another. The net momentum is 0. Net momentum 0 means is calling as a non-polar. Can I give you one example for this one? Linear molecules. CO2 and BeCl2 are non-polar molecules. How? Because CO2, C double bond O and double bond O. We discussed this one, non-polar molecular solid. In CO molecule, the dipole momentum towards oxygen. This momentum is mu, this momentum is minus mu. Overall means 0. Because opposite direction, same quantity. Same concept we can apply for BeCl2 also. Second case I will tell you, whenever molecule having like this bonds momentum and meet at a point, calling as convergent. Not like that, the bonds are going away from the central atom, all are in the same direction. When all will be meet at a point and when all will be going away from the central atom, then resultant dipole momentum means sum of the values, sum of all dipole moments. Then no chance to get dipole moment is 0. Should not get 0. Why? Because we are adding them. You are adding them means we are getting some value. Then definitely it should be polar. For this, I will tell you one example. If you take NH3 NH3 and NF3 will be there. If you can see, NH3 is the pyramidal in shape and NF3 is also having same pyramidal in shape. NF3 also pyramidal in shape. It one having lone pairs on them. Okay, out of nitrogen and hydrogen, which is the highly electronegative? Nitrogen. Thus why the bond momentum towards nitrogen in 3 bonds. This is important bit actually in theory also. The lone pair will be creating dipole momentum away from the central atom. Did you observe? All are in the same direction. Thus why a resultant dipole moment will be maximum or high because all together. But NF3 is there. This lone pair momentum is away from the central atom, but in between N and F, which is highly electronegative, fluorine, that's why towards fluorine will be coming. Okay, now did you observe? 3 are in the downward direction, 1 is in the upward direction. That's why what happening? Somewhat cancellation will be happening, but the resultant momentum will be little bit less. That's why we can tell NF3 is the less polar and NH3 is the more polar. This is an important question. This is depending upon this factor. Now we will see some other things is nothing but you can take symmetrical molecule. Third case, symmetrical molecule. Sir, what is the meaning of symmetrical molecule? Symmetrical molecule means all bonds should be same. All bonds are same. All bonds are same means AB bonds only should be there. How many will be there? All will be same. And all angles is also bond angle is same. And the molecule should not containing no lone pairs. No lone pairs. Then whatever shape is coming, then the dipole moment will be 0. Symmetrical molecule means in the molecule all bonds will be same like PCl bonds or BCl bonds like that. And all angles is also same, then no lone pair, then resultant momentum will be 0. Is always non-polar. I will tell you one example. CCl4 is there. CCl4 having which shape? sp3 hybridization tetrahedral geometry. Tetrahedral geometry means C, Cl, Cl, Cl and Cl. Yes, all are same CCl bonds and all angles will be same 109 degrees 28 minutes, no lone pair. Thus why mutually cancel all together, net momentum will be 0. I will tell you one more thing, BCl3. BCl3 is a sp2 hybridized trigonal planar geometry. Here B, Cl, Cl, Cl we are getting. Yes, all bonds is same, BCl bonds only. Angle will be 120 degrees wherever you take and no lone pair. That's why mutual cancellation, net momentum will be 0. Are you getting or no? Yes. Now I will tell you one more thing. A, B, C molecule is there. A is the central atom. A is the central atom, then one side B atom, one side C atom. Then in this AB bond, momentum is mu1. In this AC bond, bond momentum is mu2. The making angle is theta.
then resultant dipole moment is equals to square root of mu1 square plus mu2 square plus 2 mu1 mu2 cos theta according to vector concept. Now if we can take theta is 0, theta is 0 means both the bonds are lying in the same line. Then what happening? Substitute here, cos 0. Cos 0 means 1. Then what you are getting? Resultant dipole moment is equals to mu1 plus mu2 means maximum because some value. No, you are taking theta is equals to 180 degrees. Comes this case. When these bonds are like this, making angle is 180, then you know very well cos 180 is minus 1. Then resultant dipole moment is, substitute in this formula, you are getting mu1 minus mu2. We are getting resultant dipole moment because of subtraction. Then resultant value will be minimum. Okay, did you observe or no? Angle is 0, maximum. Angle is 180, minimum. What is the relation? Lower, higher, higher, lower. That's why dipole moment is inversely proportional to angle between the bonds. Very important thing. Did you got it? Yes. Now we are going for some other things is important bit, another application, percentage of ionic character. Percentage of ionic character in a particular bond is equals to given dipole moment by dipole moment of the bond when it is undergoing 100% ionized into 100. You take an AB bond, you take an actually given dipole moment is 1.56. But what is we have to calculate when it is completely becoming like an A plus B minus, then we have to identify the dipole moment. That is the dipole moment when we have 100% ionization some x. Then percentage of ionic character means 1.56 by whatever x value you are getting into 100. Okay, finding this 100% ionization dipole moment, the charge value is helpful. The charge is 10 to the power of minus 10 ESU and distance is 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. I will tell you one more formula for percentage of ionic character. 16 into XA minus XB plus 3.5 into XA minus XB whole square. Sir, what is the meaning of XA? Is the electronegativity of A atom if you take AB bond. In AB bond, I want to find out the percentage of ionic character. This is the formula. XB means what? Electronegativity of B atom. The two formulas are very important for competitive examination point of view. Practice carefully. Now we are going to one more category. AB2 molecule is there. AB2 molecule means A is the central atom, one side B, another side B. Anyway, we have two identical bond. Dipole moment is mu, dipole moment is also mu. Making angle is theta. Then resultant dipole moment we have formula is nothing but 2 into mu into cos theta by 2. 2 into each bond momentum into cos theta by 2, whatever angle is coming. And this dipole moment concept is helpful for us to find out the cis or trans isomer. If we can take cis isomer and trans isomer. Cis isomer means C double bond C. Here for example Cl, and here we have Cl, here H and here H. Trans, C double bond C, here Cl, here Cl, here H, here H. How can you identify whether which is a cis, this is a trans? In this bond momentum towards chlorine, in this bond momentum towards chlorine, in this bond momentum towards carbon because carbon is highly electronegative, Cl is highly electronegative. Almost all in the same direction. This by net momentum or resultant dipole moment is high. For which one? Cis. Trans is not like that. Here momentum is like this, here momentum is like this. Here momentum towards carbon, here momentum towards carbon. Did you observe or no? These two are mutually cancelled. These two are mutually cancelled. Net momentum will be 0. Net momentum will be 0 means we are calling as less polar. That's why always cis isomer has more dipole moment than the trans isomer. Did you got it? Yes. Here we can see last application is nothing but ortho meta para. Ortho dichloro, meta dichloro and para dichloro. Yes, how can you identify the isomers, positional isomers? If you can see in this bond like this, in this bond momentum like this, if you can extend here coming angle is 60 degrees. If you can extend this bond and this bond, you are getting angle is 120 degrees. Here bond angle will be coming how much, do you know? 180 degrees is coming. What I told condition, the dipole moment is inversely proportional to bond angle. Bond angle is more, dipole moment is very less, and dipole moment is less, dipole moment is high. Why? Angle is less, more, less means more, less, very high, very less. That's why what you are getting dipole moment, this is very high than this one and than this one. Did you got it? This dipole moment concept is very helpful for a competitive point of view. We can get it based on the shapes and everything I explained. All of you clear? Yes. Next time I think.